You've seen brief glimpses of them before in the earlier lessons. They're variables and they're used all over the place in programming. They're one of the four core fundamentals of any programming language. And a variable, what it is it allows you to hold information in a value. So if you're typing out a really long paragraph, like I really enjoy working with JavaScript, and you want to have that message and maybe even update that message, well, the best place to place it is within a variable, and then you can reference it just by using variable message, and then you can always get that information back. And variables are assigned, so they can assign values to them by using the equal sign. So variables, when you're trying to use them, you need to declare them as well. And in order to declare a variable, that's where that var came in. And we did see this earlier where we were declaring variables of a, b, c, and so on. So we're using variable x to equal 1. So they could be numbers, they can be strings, and there's more on this coming up in the upcoming lessons. So for now, we can see that we've got a variable. We can console log out its value, so referencing the variable by the name. So if we want to set a variable x to equal 1, then we can use console log and return back that variable value just by referencing x. And then we can also update the value that's contained for x, and we can set it to 2 or whatever value we want. And in JavaScript, it's dynamic typing, so we can switch between different types. So we can have numbers and strings. And of course, more on this later on in the lessons. So there's a quick challenge for you in this lesson, and that's to declare a variable. You can use a simple variable name such as A, B, C, D, E, whatever you want, and then, or you could call it message, and then update that value to a new message. And then also declare a variable that holds your name, and then change it to your friend's name and output it in the console. So that's the challenge, and there's a code snippet to go along with this. So you can see that we're first starting out by console logging out the value of A, and so setting it as hello world, then logging it out, and then we've got welcome back, and we're logging out that variable of A again, and we're going to see it's got a different message. And then we're setting a name, and we're console logging out the name, and then we're setting the name of our friend, and we're console logging out that name. So let's try that out. So you can pause the video here and write the code. Opening brackets. First, we're going to declare a variable. So we're going to just use A as a basic variable. And there are some rules which we are going to be covering later on. So setting the variable value of A to hello world. And now if I go into the console, if I type out A, I can see hello world gets returned back. And if I want to see it directly within the console without having to type A, I can console log that. And when I refresh, I see hello world is written in my console. So the objective of this lesson was also to assign a new value to A. So once I've declared A, I don't have to redeclare it again. So I'm not using var again because that information is contained already within the variable of A. So I don't have to declare it again, but I can reassign values with the equal sign. So this is just that one equal sign, and we wanted to write in a new message of welcome back to that value of A. And then logging out the console message one more time. So now you can see that initially when we come in, the value of A is hello world. And then next time we output the value of A, it's changed to welcome back. And there was a second part to this challenge, and that was to create a name. So giving your name within the variable value and console logging out that my name variable, and then taking the my name variable and assigning a new value to it. So in this case, I'm going to assign it to John, and then once again console logging out the my name variable and seeing the changes. So you can see that we were able to declare the variable with the value, assigning a value to it as we declared it, and then we updated the value, and we have different values coming back in the output. So coming up next, there's a little bit more information on variables that we need to cover. That's still to come.